Hey guys, this is Tauna. Today we're going to be talking about some insane price reductions for a whole bunch of cards at the moment. These cards, some of them are like $70 cards that now are like, just $5 or something. It's pretty crazy, some of these. So if you don't know, Mystery Booster 2 has come out. The sets are going out to people, whether they've picked them up at cons or whether they bought them from, the festival in a box off of the Secret Lair website, and people started pulling everything and stuff, sending them out to their local, their LGS and trading stuff in, or, to TCG Player, other places and stuff, just being able to kind of, get these cards and they're going out into the wild. Now, if you do have one of those boxes, and apparently this is an amazing draft set, I really wish I could have picked one up, but God, they're so expensive now, and it was just so expensive to get it over to here to Australia that I wasn't able to. But some of the cards that are printed within here either haven't been reprinted in ages, have never been reprinted since their initial stuff, potentially dating back all the way to Portal, Three Kingdoms, that kind of stuff, or they're just really, really great cards that honestly are very expensive, and then these, because they're the newer versions, have come out more recently, they are cheaper versions of them. So these cards are all ones that I could potentially pick up for different decks and stuff, whether you just want to have it for a fun card that because it's so much cheaper now to pick it up, or whether it's a card you could slot into a really cool deck like this Hunting Cheetah. I could find so many cool uses for it, and now that it's a lot cheaper, you could potentially use it. Now, if you are wanting to pick some of these up, you can support the channel, pick them up from TCG Player. That's going to support my channel, as well as, get the cards for the prices that I'm talking about here. The prices that I'm going to be quoting are the TCG Player market prices, and they're all going to be in US dollars. Someone asked me to, clarify whether I was talking US dollars or Australian dollars. I typically just talk in US dollars on my channel, just because most people kind of refer to that, not Australian dollars, which is going to artificially inflate and make it more expensive. So let's start out with Crack Clan Ironworks. So this is a $27 card currently. The Mystery Booster 2 version going for $23.62. Really great card in so many different artifact decks, whether you've got a whole bunch of treasures going around, clues, whatever. Great card for that. You've got Cabal Coffers, $3 cheaper if you get the MB2 version. You also get this cool whiteout border if you like that, because I absolutely hate it. But it is a good card that you're going to find a lot of use of if you've got a lot of swamps going around. We've got Wasteland, $4 cheaper if you pick up the version from MB2. We've got Rot Hulk. Now, Rot Hulk, I believe it's only ever printed within the Game Night box, and those sold out really quickly. I don't think I've seen them for ages, and this was like one of the exclusive cards within it, I believe. The 29 version is the version from the Game Night box, and this is only $13. So really great to kind of pick it up if you've got a whole bunch of like a zombie-based deck. This is going to be great in it. We've got Echo of Eons, $5 cheaper if you pick up the version from MB2 there. You also get the cool Future Side border, which a lot of people seem to like. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it is pretty cool. I like it with the black border. I think the black border version of it's really good. We've got Miri's Gill here. This one here is really great. So this is $16 cheaper if you pick up this version of it. I can't remember the version. There was only one printing of it, I believe, ages back. But this is $16 cheaper if you pick up the version from MB2 currently. We've got Final Fortune, $17 if you pick up the version from this. It's a red instant that gives you an extra turn. Now, you do lose at the beginning of that turn's end step, you do lose the game, so you better hope that you win. But a red instant that gives you an extra turn is really cool. And if you've got a way to be able to cancel the end of the turn, so like a beaker that just finishes the end step, like finishes finishes the turn, then this could be a great way to kind of skip that. We've got Grinding Station, $3 cheaper if you pick up the version from ME2. Thornbright Staff. What was it that I was thinking was amazing in this? The Atla Palani. I think with Atla Palani, this is really great. It's $10 cheaper if you pick up the version from MB2. I actually surprised this is a Kindred artifact. There's lots of uses for this, actually. We've got Natural Order, $4 cheaper if you pick up the version from MB2 there. We've got Isochrone Scepter, $5 cheaper. So many uses for this, like a crazy amount of uses for that. Show and Tell. Now, the only reason that Show and Tell, the next version, is $9.30 is because I believe it was reprinted in, what was it? It's either Duskmorn or Bloomburrow. I want to say it was Duskmorn, but either way, you know, it's a great card, and you can pick it up cheaper if you get the MB2 version. We've got Mental Misstep, another $2 cheaper. Tarnished Citadel. Now, this one here, like, this is like $25 cheaper or something along those lines. There is lots of really great uses for this, as well as the fact that I don't think it's been reprinted. I think this one was like back from, I want to say Portal, but I'm probably wrong there. Either way, you know, hasn't been reprinted in ages, and a really great card, especially for Commander, because you've got that higher life total. You could make use of this really well. We've got Ensnaring Bridge, you know, $3 cheaper to pick up this version of it. I believe this version is the version from, what is it, Lord of the Rings. So, you know, you can pick up the in-universe version of it, and if that reprint wasn't there, then it would have been more expensive as well. And boom, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share the video around, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, just a random saying, you know, if this is the first video you've seen from me, hopefully you like it. If it's the last video you see from me because you didn't subscribe, well, I feel bad for you. Sorry. So we've got Counterbalance next up, $4 cheaper here. And whenever a opponent casts a spell, you may reveal the top card of your library. If you do, counter it if it's the same mana value. Really great uses for this. We've got Culling the Weak, $3 cheaper. Temporal Manipulation, $11 cheaper. Take an extra turn. This is actually really interesting because the fact that it doesn't exile itself. So many of these exile themselves after you play them. I guess it's because it costs 5, but you know, you're in blue, you've got ways to be able to recur this potentially. Brain Freeze, $3 cheaper here. A Milling with Storm. Norwood Priestess. Now this one, oh man, look at that. I'm probably going to use this one on a thumbnail because look at how crazy that is. First of all, it's an amazing, amazing card. Secondly, like, you know, I think this one here was last printed in Portal as well. I think there's a few that were last printed in Portal. Maybe I'm just thinking of Portal, but it wasn't. Either way, you know, it's what, $70, $60, $67 cheaper for it. Crazy. We got Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, 50% off. You can pick it up. Really great. This I need for my what's her face, Bloomburrow Miss Bumbleflower deck as well. We've got Winds of Change. You know, you can pick this up for half. So many people use this that, you know, picking it up for cheaper is really good. Back to basics. This one here as well was just printed in a secret layer. I think this is a secret layer version of it. Really good. We've got Seed Time here. You know, get a $10 discount for it. Cast this spell only once during your turn. Oh, sorry, only during your turn. Take an extra turn after this one if an opponent casts a blue spell this turn. This is really interesting because, right, you can only cast, it's an instant that you can only cast during your turn. Really cool. We've got Goblin Lackey here. Whenever it deals damage to a player, you may put a goblin from your hand onto the battlefield. Oh man, so many goblin decks could use this. $13 cheaper. Oh, sorry, $12 cheaper. We've got Sarkhan Fireblood. Right, we got $6 cheaper here. Really great version of it. Giver of Runes, $4 cheaper. Give something protection from colorless or from the color of your choice. Eater of the Dead here. So what's that? $6 cheaper. Pay 0. If it's tapped, exile target creature from a graveyard. Doesn't even need to be your graveyard, keep in mind, and untap it. King's Assassin, $11 cheaper. Keep in mind that takes it from a $12 card down to a $1 card. Destroy tapped creature only during your turn and before attackers are declared. We've got Crackdown. Non-white creatures with power 3 or greater don't untap during their controls untap steps. Oh, there is lots of uses for that too. Especially if you're running like a white Voltron kind of deck or something. Lots of great uses. We've got Forest Bear. Forest Bear going down from, you know, $31.49 to $2.33. A full, like, what, borderless version of it. Full art, really cool. Tower of Magistrate, take $10 off. Target creature gains protection from artifacts. There's not very, I don't know. I think there could be a bunch of uses for this, depending on what, it would be very game dependent, but also, like, you know, it does tap and add colorless in case you, in case you don't have a use for it immediately. Umbral Mantle, I guess now that Nadu's banned in a couple different formats, this is going to go back up. But either way, you know, some great uses for it. Reset. This one's here's really cool too. So pay 2 blue, cast a spell only during your opponent's turn after their upkeep step. Untap all lands you control. I actually really need this for Amanatu, right? In the Amanatu deck, this would be bonkers because there's not very many untap your lands within that. So you could find some really great uses for this. Scale Lord Reckoner. I think this has only been printed once in a Commander 2017, 2019, something like that. It's going to be whatever one has Dragon in it, actually. So $8 cheaper here. We've got Zombie Master, $5 cheaper. Give all your zombies Swamp Walk, and then other zombies have regenerate this permanent. Contamination, $7 cheaper. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice unless you sacrifice a creature. If a land is tapped for mana, it produces black instead of any other type of amount. Oh, that's a really great black stacks piece because it doesn't just affect you, right? It just completely shuts down people. And, you know, you can sacrifice a creature. Oh, man. Do not tell my friend Jack John Jackson about this. Don't just ignore this. Khan the Great Protector, great creator, you know, $2 cheaper here. A really, really great card in so many decks. Pitiless Plunderer. Again, this is like a huge black staple, whether it's going to be black untapping, black, sacrificing aristocrat kind of thing, or just any kind of black deck, right? It's going to be great in. We've got Static Orb here. Great Staxy piece there. Mana Bond. Another, like, you know, $7 cheaper to get this. I don't think this has been reprinted since its initial printing either. Sarah the Benevolent. This is a secret lair version of it, I think. The next cheapest was like $10. Really great. Give all your creatures with flying +1/+1. Create some angels. If you control a creature, damage that would reduce your life total below less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. So what, you can't lose it? You can't lose the game from losing life? Really cool. Hunting Cheetah. This is the one I was talking about before. It's $281 in the MB2 version of it. The next version was $70.20. Ooh, really, really great. Especially if you've got a cat deck, right? Like, my wife has the Rin and Seri deck. This could be really, really great in that. And you know, the other version, $70. We're not paying that. $2. I'll easily pay that to put it in there. We've got Maddening Hex. No, so this version here was the Secret Lair version. Oh, no, not Secret Lair. Special Guest version, I think. Other than that, I think it was last reprinted within, what was it? Adventures into the Forgotten Realms or something. So let me know what you guys think. There is a lot of cards that I've just covered. So, you know, feel free to pause the video or something like that. Go back and look through some really, really great cards that are very much cheaper from this set. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share the video around and everything like that. Hope you guys had a great day. Goodbye.